Hello, so this video is intended to show the operation of the rotary table on a Sherline milling machine. So at our school, in the machining class, our associate degree engineering technology students learn machining by producing a one-cylinder engine, and we use the Oscillating Engine kit provided by the Little Machine Shop in Pasadena, California. We've been using this kit for a number of years, and it's a great kit for our students because it requires them to learn a wide range of milling and turning operations. So for the rotary table, what we're going to do is perform an operation on the flywheel. So this milling machine is the Sherline model 5400, and the only options that we got with it, we have a tooling plate that mounts on the table, and here's our old one. So the tooling plate comes with numerous holes drilled and tapped to help with work holding, and you can additionally drill and tap extra holes wherever you like to help with work holding. The other option we selected were the adjustable hand wheels. So with the adjustable hand wheels, what you can do is zero the hand wheel and then position the table accurately. The calibrated rings are graduated in thousandths of an inch, and one turn of each hand wheel is 50 thousandths of an inch. Now for the flywheel, in the kit, the flywheel comes as a piece of stock, aluminum stock like that, and then after it's machined to the right dimensions, it will look like this. And then the students also then use the rotary table to drill holes in the web of the flywheel. And you can choose different size holes. These two flywheels have 6 holes drilled in them, but you could pick 4 or 8 or 6, whatever kind of pattern you'd like. The reason for drilling out the web is to make the flywheel more efficient at what it's being asked to do. So the flywheel maintains the rotational momentum of the engine in between the power strokes. So by drilling out the web, you have a more concentrated mass at the outer rim of the flywheel. And here's the Sherline rotary table, and it is graduated in degrees from 0 to 360 degrees. So by mounting the flywheel on the rotary table, you can rotate the table using the hand wheel. So the next step is to mount the rotary table on the tooling plate, and the rotary table has 2 mounting holes on this side, and then we have this groove that runs all the way around. So I have mounted the rotary table with 1032 screws here and a right angle clamp here. And the way this tooling plate is designed, the tapped holes you need on the tooling plate are already there, and they're in the correct place. The next thing we have to do then is to center the spindle on the center of the rotary table. Alright, so what we're going to do now is visually center the spindle on the center of the rotary table. So I've placed a center with a Morse taper inside the spindle. The inside of the spindle is also a Morse taper. So we'll just use our hand wheels and bring the bring the center right to the middle of the rotary table. Okay, and we're getting pretty close here. We're just going to do this visually. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there. So the flywheel is now mounted on the rotary table. I have elevated the part with 1/4 inch thick brass stock just to elevate it enough so that when we drill through the web, we're not going to run into the rotary table. So the rotary table does have T-slots. So we have two right angle clamps screwed in with T-nuts into the T-slots. So the center is now lined up with the center of the rotary table, and all we'll do now is just let that center align. We'll bring the center down and it'll just align the flywheel for us. So now the center of the flywheel is aligned with the spindle, and then next what we'll do is tighten down the clamps and then decide where along the web that we want to drill the holes. So the part is now secure and centered on the rotary table. So we're going to center drill and drill, and so using a number 3 center drill and a 1/4 inch drill. The center drill is selected so that the body of the center drill is not larger than the drill that you're going to use. So this particular drill chuck also has on it a collet that screws right onto the spindle. And for Sherline we have these what they call Tommy bars to tighten the chuck. Now I have to decide where along the web are we going to drill. So it looks like, using the steel rule, it looks like about 7/10 of an inch from the center looks about right. Each turn of the hand wheel is 50 thousandths, so this will take 14 turns. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to zero my X hand wheel, and then I'm going to make 14 turns. Alright, so there's 14 turns, and I'll bring the center drill down, and right now there's a 0 mark on the side of the rotary table, and I've zeroed the rotary table at 0 degrees at this point. So I'm going to create 8 holes, so that'll be a 45-degree angle between each hole. So I'll center drill all of them and then come back and drill all of them. Okay. There's one, then we'll turn over to 45 degrees. Then 90. Okay. Alright, so I'll do the other 5 offline, and then we'll come back and do the drilling. Okay, so now the 8 holes have been center drilled, and we have the 1/4-inch drill loaded and ready to go. Okay. So with this machine being a very small machine, it has limitations in the Z-axis. So normally what we order is not the regular length drills called the jobber drills. We order the shorter drills, sometimes referred to as stub drills. In a catalog they'd be called the screw machine drills. So that allows us to, in this case, if we use the longer drill, you'd never be able to get the drill over the top of the flywheel. So I'm just going to repeat this process. I like to use a little bit of cutting oil. And the web is only an 1/8, yeah, I believe the web's only an 1/8 of an inch thick. Now, one thing you have to watch out for when you're using this table is if you're not paying attention, you could inadvertently grab the Y-axis hand wheel instead of the hand wheel on the rotary table. And if you do that, then you've lost your position. So just make sure once you're set up, you don't touch the X and Y hand wheels. Alright, so there's 3 holes drilled, and I'll do the other ones offline and then come right back. Alright, so we have our 8 holes drilled now. There are sharp edges, so you can do it a couple ways. One easy way is just to get a big drill bit, and then you can just deburr each hole on both sides by hand, lightly. We also have, here's a deburring tool just for holes, and that works very well. It's very sharp, so you can easily get too aggressive with it, so you just want to do it lightly to deburr the holes. Alright, so, and here are the 2 examples I had. So here's the one we just did with 8 holes, and then here's the other 2 flywheels with 6 holes each using different size drills. It also looks really nice. For instance, if I had on this flywheel, if I had every other hole be a different size, it would have been had a nice look. Alright, so that's the Sherline rotary table.